Executive Officer of Liberia Enterprise, a merchandising business registered both in the United States and Liberia. He is the current Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association in the Diaspora, and Honorary Consulate General Designate of the Republic of Liberia for the Midwest. Some of his achievements also include serving as Vice President and member of the Board of Directors of the Liberian Organization of Liberians in Minnesota, and a member of the Board of Directors of the ARC Minnesota, an advocacy group that focuses on articulating policies and programs that cater to the needs of individuals with disabilities. As a faithful steward, he has served as a member of the Hennepin County Multicultural Diversity Council and a commissioner of the Brooklyn Park Human Rights Commission. Mr. George has conducted many workshops and seminars in Minnesota and around parts of the United States, and his signature title is Diversity in the Workplace as it relates to African immigrants. He is very humble and passionate about the needs of Liberians, both in Liberia and diaspora. He has 4 kids, 6 brothers and sisters, and parents all residing in Minnesota. He is a graduate of Concordia University St. Paul with emphasis in organizational management and leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you our guest speaker, Honorable Jackson K. George Jr.
Thank you. As I was sitting and listening to Trocon, I guess I had to adjust my speech because I have 7 political districts in Lofa. I also understand that as I was in the kitchen, Lofa people are very smart. This is the first time I've eaten, how do you call it, rice? Check rice and tabagi.
Check rice tabagi.
Check rice tabagi. Madam President and members of the Executive Committee, Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Directors of the Lofa County Association Minnesota Chapter, members of the Lofa County Association present here, county heads, and members of your respective organizations, members of the Organization of Liberian in Minnesota leadership present here, members of the clergy, presidents and executive directors of other organizations, members of the Business Association present here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Let me express my gratitude to you, Madam President, for giving me the opportunity, or affording me the opportunity to share my thoughts this evening with you all. I also want to speak to you today on the topic resiliency and hope. But before I venture into my speech, let me give you a brief historical synopsis of Lofa County. Lofa County has 7 political districts and 1 township. The capital city is Wanjima. Lofa has 6 Liberian tribes: Loma, Kisi, Bandi, Pele, Mendi, and Mandingo. Traditional culture remains strong with the Paran and Sande society playing critical roles in the education and institution of boys and girls. Lofa became a county in 1964. The symbol of Lofa is a flag comprised of 3 colors, green, light blue, and brown. In the middle of the flag, there is a hand holding a stick, which symbolizes unity. It lies in the northeast corner of the country. It is bounded on the north by the Republic of Guinea, on the west by the Republic of Sierra Leone, and on the south by Babalu and Bon counties. The temperature ranges annually from 24 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Lofa has an average rainfall of 115 inches. The important mountains are the Wologisi, Wutusi, and Wanisi. Wanigisi? Wologisi. Agricultural products are rice, cocoa, and coffee. Mining products are gold and diamond. It has 2 colleges and 57 health centers, including 4 referral hospitals. Resiliency. Resiliency is the power or ability to return to the original form or position, the ability to recover readily from illness, depression, or adversity. Why hope is the feeling that what is wanted can be had. The resiliency of hope. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. The hardest place in hell is reserved for those who remain neutral in times of great moral conflict. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that of the good people. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute understanding from people of ill will. The question which the priest asked, if I stop to help this man, what will happen to me? But the Good Samaritan reversed the question, if I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him? History will have to recall that the greatest tragedy of this period of social transition was not the forceful demand of the bad people, but the appealing silence of the good people. These were words of Dr. Martin Luther King. If we do not stop to help our brothers and sisters in Liberia, what will happen to them? I want to commend the Lofa County Association of Minnesota for having a vision to send supplies to Liberia. It is my hope that others will emulate such good examples. Today we are gathered here to raise funds to ship supplies to help our brothers and sisters in Liberia, to be specific, in Lofa County. Our country is at a crossroad. These times may well be among the most important times in our history of our country, because we are embarking on the task of remaking our country. We must believe that the future generation will look back on this period of our history and judge us by whether we measured up to the task of lifting our brothers and sisters we left behind, or whether we, the diaspora Liberians, forgot about our motherland and did not contribute enough to the social, economic growth and development of our motherland. The people of Lofa in this room, on this day, are measuring up to that call. As we cope with the challenges of these times, the most permanent question before us is, how do we fundamentally transform our county and country in ways that ensure that the dividend of peace and the benefits of our pursuit of democratic governance are well shared and, most importantly, sustained? In other words, how do we contribute to changes that will meaningfully impact the lives of our Liberian people? Fellow Liberians, how we interact with one another, how we manage the opportunities we have in this country, whether we place Liberia first in all of our endeavors, will all determine whether we have learned the lessons of the war and the scars we all bear. The process of genuine national reconciliation, reform, recovery, and rebuilding should determine our future path.
Our task today is far greater and the challenges are more daunting. Today, the majority of our people are less healthy, and a generation of Liberians is still without the opportunity to obtain quality education and marketplace skills they need for decent living. For the first time in our history, parents are generally more educated than their children. Our commitment is to do our part, and tonight, Lofa County Association is doing their part. The fact that we need to remake our country cannot be in dispute. It is only proper that we express our commitment to Liberia, inspiring and encouraging all of us to work towards realizing the true greatness for which our country is destined. Let us be reminded that we are not a people without history. We cannot forget what Liberia has already done, what free men and women can achieve when imagination joins a common purpose and necessity to courage. Liberia has a long history, influenced by the philosophy of our founding fathers. As independent Liberia proudly stood and assisted other African countries to free themselves of the yoke of colonization. We were part of the creation of African Unity, OAU, now AU, and the United Nations, founding members of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the Monterey Union. We were strong advocates for the rights and freedom of South Africa. Liberia welcomed and assisted the young Nelson Mandela of South Africa, Joshua Nimbo of Zimbabwe, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, and the likes. We were the tiebreaker that created the nation of Israel. We were once the world's largest producer of rubber and the second largest producer of iron ore. We owned the Sapo Park, home to Pygmy Hippo. We worked along with our allies to ensure victory in both World Wars I and World War II. We helped our great historic allies, the United States, to win the Cold War. Along with Ethiopia, we took the first step through the international legal system to dismantle apartheid and change South Africa. We supported the struggle of SWAPO and the rights of self-determination for the people of Southwest Africa, now Namibia. And we were among the first UN peacekeeping force to Congo in 1960. And then we declared war on Germany.
There's a hand clap.
So Liberia has a real good history. So folks, although Liberia played a significant role in the acceleration of decolonization in Africa, it is how we build a unified country and provide for the general welfare of all Liberians that will tell the story of who we truly are. But the government cannot do it alone. We can no longer continue to be a people who have ears but cannot hear, who have eyes but cannot see. On this night, I am reaffirming our hope that Liberia remains a great nation. We must not allow ourselves to forever be defined by our immediate past, a war-ravaged country and a bitterly divided people. That period in our national life is not one that we are proud of. It is certainly a scar on our national image, but it was a deviation and nothing more. We must work hard, love each other, be our brother's keeper, and always put Liberia first. So let us be reminded as a people that the premise of our nation at its founding remains largely our obligation. Our support for quality education, better health care, clean drinking water, a prosperous economy, and security cannot be left to government alone. We must commit to creating a new society where every Liberian can hope to enjoy the benefits of all the resources with which God has blessed our country. Liberians in the diaspora must take on a new direction that offers hope and generosity for our homeland. This fundraiser
today by the Lofa County Association to ship supplies is a clear manifestation of the desire to participate in the rebuilding process of Liberia. And this is a noble act of courage. Fellow Liberians, we must abandon our individual notion and accept the notion that unification and coming together in one accord and understanding make us stronger and prosperous. Unification disrupts disturbance. A great mind, Winston Churchill, once said, "When there is no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you." So, my friends, we have work to do. We have a responsibility to our country, and we must meet our responsibility as individuals. We must meet our responsibility as individuals, and we must be prepared to meet them as citizens. We must begin to demonstrate a kind of responsibility that accentuates the positives and not engage in malicious rumors that bring injury to individuals, families, and institutions. The promulgation of half-truths, misinformation, and disinformation cast smell on people and divide us even more. We cannot afford to be a divided people in exile. We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is lacking the power to forgive is lacking the power to love. We cannot count on others to rise to meet our challenges. We must dig deep, for Liberia can only be great if we put Liberia first. Fellow Liberians, Liberia is more decent than we give it credit. Our country remains a young country. But in the words of the scripture, the time has come to set aside childish things. The time has come to reaffirm our enduring spirit, to pursue a better future, to carry forward a valuable gift. That noble idea passed on from generation to generation, the God-given promise that all men are created equal and deserve the chance to pursue the full measure of happiness. In reaffirming our greatness of our nation, we must understand that greatness is never a given. Greatness is never a given. It must be earned. Our journey must not be one of shortcuts and settling for less. It is not for the path for the faint-hearted. We must take risks, be doers, and return home to help in rebuilding our nation. We are a resilient people, and we are hopeful of a better Liberia. In union strong, success is sure. May God bless Lofa County. May God bless the Republic of Liberia. And may God bless the United States.
That's our able, honorable Consul General, Mr. Jackson George. Again, we want to thank you for encouraging us. We'll now call on our President-elect,